Finding out that you have a brain tumor changes everything in an instant. Suddenly, life is filled with appointments, difficult decisions, fear, and questions you never imagined having to ask. Then you hear the words, "You need brain surgery," and the journey becomes even more real. Today, we're sharing what that moment feels like: the fear, the faith, the uncertainty, and the courage it takes to move forward one step at a time. Welcome to Rethinking Weight, where we help to release the weights of life physically, mentally, and emotionally. Stay tuned to this amazing, heart-wrenching story of fear, faith, and God's comforting love. Hey, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I am Regina Williams, the Barefoot Violinist and the RW of Rethinking Weight. And I just want to say that today is a different day, a different type of an interview. We are talking about brain tumors and how it affects your life and what are some solutions. So today I have in the studio with me Hugh, and Hugh's gonna introduce himself and we're gonna just jump right into this, okay?
Business partner, friend, companion, significant other to the Barefoot Violinist. We went back and forth and had a long discussion about this topic and about me sharing this, and I prayed about it, and it helped to make it make sense to share my story, share our story, because it could help somebody else. It could help someone else in a family who's suffering from a brain tumor. I'm an artist, designer, business strategist. Yes, businessman and artist, they both live in the same body. Who knew? I'm very blessed that way. Um, I design clothing, sculpting, painting, drawing, on the business, graphic arts, resumes, designs, logos, you name it, all that computer stuff. I write. I have some incredible stories, and I sculpt characters for my projects, which is a film project. Let's see, what have I missed? I'm 60 years old. I think that's kind of to the heart of the matter. Oh, and a year or so ago, I was in a car accident, which, suffering from headaches from that accident, we discovered my walnut, my brain tumor, which is the last time I'm going to call it. I say it, we're going to name it the walnut, um, through a series of MRIs because of the pain in my head and neck. At the time, I've learned since, there's three stages of this brain tumor, and I'm in stage 2. Stage 1, you could live and die and never knew you had this, which was shocking to me when the surgeon explained that to me. We were hoping that it was going to be stage 1, which means it barely grows centimeters over years. Um, but I asked for about 4 or more months to try some practical um, things to remedy it before we resort to them. Um, and he graciously gave me that, and I went to work, tried several things, and as of the 7th of July, we had another MRI to find out where things were at. We scheduled the operation back then for July 21st if it didn't shrink. The surgeon's concern is valid. At the time of its original size, when we met, his concern was if it continued to grow aggressively, which is why it's stage 2, it would become more dangerous for surgery, or more cumbersome, more dangerous, more involved, more bits and pieces. There are pictures. As a matter of fact, here, take a look. There's a couple of pictures. There's the before, 2 different sizes, and then I'll show you the latest one. Okay. So you see now how big it is, as big as my eye. So the walnut in stage 2 does this. If you noticed on the image, it's pressing against my brain. It's taking my brain and pushing it to one side of my head, which is causing pain uh, for the most part. I was in denial of the pain over the last 4 months. I felt it. It made sense when I saw the image that obviously it had grown and started pushing pressure on my brain, which is why I was having the pain. But because I'm a man, I was, rub some dirt on it and thought I could, just suffer through it. Anyway, fast forward, here we are, January 9th. We are reviewing the last set of MRIs done on July 7th. It's grown, it's pushing against my brain, so we are moving forward with surgery. But I have 11, at the time of this recording, I have less than a week to do a couple of other things, and I'm doing those things, which I'll get into a little bit as we go along, what I'm doing. This interview, she graciously said God spoke to her and asked her to suggest to me about doing it. I had a different interview in mind. I wanted to really celebrate this woman because she is absolutely amazing. Um, this whole podcast and all that goes along with it, it's amazing to watch her build it. But so be it. If I could help someone else, then it makes it make more sense to me and I can deal with it a little better. Trust me when I tell you, I had my come to Jesus moment. As a matter of fact, since we're on that subject, I'll quickly describe that moment, if I may. So I was laying in bed and I rolled over and I jumped up and I ran to the bathroom and I had the ugly cry, where you're sniffling and you're hard breathing and just ugly. And I was having a conversation with God about, I didn't use the words, why me, because that's useless. But I did have a question as to why. Maybe not why me, but why. Then I kind of came around to, you know what, your will be done. Whatever is supposed to come of this, why I'm going through this, I'll leave it for you. I'll wait for the memo in which you explain all of this for me. So I did that. I wiped my tears and I've been dealing with it ever since. Different ways. She's been gracious with stepping up and trying to help, find remedies, getting online, researching, and assisting with making things and making sure I'm okay and correcting me when I'm not drinking enough water or trying to have a snack, cupcake, a cookie. Okay, so because those are
Lots of
no-nos.
it.
Because those are no-nos.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And let's just talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So, when you have a cancer or a tumor, sugar feeds it immensely, and you crave it to no end. And so, even the smallest can be a no-no. Your pastas, your breads, and that's something that we both love is pasta and bread. Pizza. So those are things that you want to stay away from as much as possible. Zero, actually. Even fruit is high sugar, and even though it is a natural sugar, it feeds the cancer or the tumor, and that's not something that we want. So it's been a struggle to try to help him to stay where he should be, and this whole process.
Let's talk about that too, because I asked the doctor, surgeon, specifically about that. This is not cancer. It is a tumor, not cancerous tumor.
Which is the blessing.
Back to the description I was giving you about this being a level 2. Level 3 is cancerous, where it grows very aggressively and spreads, it would begin to create veins and grab nerve endings and blood, create a blood flow to it and things like that. That's not what I have, and that's not what this tumor is.
And as you can see from the pictures, it's really just a
Walnut,
round walnut.
walnut, walnut size.
Yeah.
So the blessing of that is this particular kind of tumor, like I said, in stage 1, you could live and die with it and never know it because it grows so incrementally, if it grows at all. We were hoping that was what I had. Unfortunately, I'm in stage 2, which means it grows more aggressively than we would like, but it's not as aggressive as stage 3. It is not veining, it is not tapping into blood supply or any of that. What it does do, however, where it causes the problem and trouble for people, is it grows and begins to exert itself and push things around, like my brain. As you can, again, see in the image, my brain is on the left side and it's pushing my brain to the left of my skull, which is where the pain I was having.
So actually, it's located in this space that is between the optical nerves where they cross and his brain. So it could either go backwards, which it is right now, going into the brain, or forward, going into the eye.
The optic nerve.
The optic nerve of the eye.
That was one of the telltales that during the original 4 months or so that I was told to look for if it was growing or having a problem. Well, I was having a little issue with eyesight, but nothing close to what I thought was would be considered part of the problem. And again, I have been very fortunate. It is not, though it's resting near my optic, it is not on my optic yet. Also, that is the reason for moving swiftly towards surgery, because the brain can only take so much being pushed around before it pushes back, and I could have seizures, strokes, and all kinds of other issues. And or it grows and starts impeding on my optic nerve, thus causing issues with my eyesight. Being an artist and a sculptor, that's a problem. So I am pushing with my whole heart and my whole prayerfulness about shrinking this thing to nothingness, which brings me to what we're doing. And she's joining me because she's wonderful like that. We're doing what's called a dry fast. I was very aware of fasting. In my 20s, I used to do it intermittently all the time. I would do it 2 or 3 days out of the week. Think nothing of it. Liquid fast, boom, all good. Just to give you a quicker or better understanding, we fast when we go to sleep at night after we are done eating our last meal. We're fasting because we're not eating anymore. Your body goes to work healing itself by grabbing dead cells, disregarded cells, warped cells, you name it. It finds problems throughout the body, pulls it in, reabsorbs it, turns it into energy, and helps to heal the body. That process is also known as apophagy, which is a really
autophagy.
Autophagy. I'm sorry. Autophagy, which is a really cool name. I like the sound of that. Autophagy. So, in dry fasting, autophagy is kicked up times 10 or on steroids. Same premise, but what happens is because we remove all water and liquid from our diet as well as all food. So the body is going into a repair situation as well as a look and a hunt for liquid water. And what it tends to do, especially for tumors, the dry fasting goes after tumors in particular and sucks whatever water it has out of it, thus causing the tumor to shrink and shrivel and all those kinds of issues, allowing the apophagy to kick into gear and grab what's in it and really pull it and turn it into something useful. We're praying and hopeful and grateful and feeling blessed that that is going to be the end result come the day of the surgery, the morning of the surgery, they'll be doing a MRI just to test and see where things are at. And we're on a mission that they'll tap me on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, why are you here? Because the MRI is showing nothing. What did you do?" And I'm going to say, "I prayed to God like you wouldn't understand." And obviously, He's great and gracious and decided to grant my desire. And yeah. So back to helping somebody with this. I want you to understand it's not, I may seem calm and all good about it. And I try to make, light of it a little bit because, why not? Um,
Well, let me say this. I'm sorry. Let me say this. He had mentioned dry fasting months ago, and we are now vegans. So he has lost.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because men drop faster than women do, but he has lost so much that it's
We were a little, I was a little concerned.
it's not fair. But I was at a 268. Now I am 210. So I've lost a lot as well, but I still have a ways to go. He, on the other hand, is already lost significant amount that our concern was him literally losing more doing a dry fast. That wouldn't be good. So we kind of went back and forth, and we decided no, we weren't going to do it. And so we brought it back up again when the doctor said that he had to have surgery. In the midst of all this, I was like, God, I need to know that I know that I know that I know that he should be doing this. And of course, if he's going to do it, I'm going to do it with him to support him. So as I prayed, I got an answer, and I told the God, you have to really for real, besides coming down here yourself. And he basically did that through a young man that I met, and he laid it all out and had no idea, no clue what we were going through. And then he mentioned you should do this as a documentary, like you should talk about it like on a podcast or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, where have you come from?
We had already made the decision.
We had made the decision, but that was like the turning point because, when you do things on your own, it is not the same as when you physically know that God has told you to do it. You can do it on your own and fail and try and fail. But when you know that God is behind you, you know that he has got your back, your front, your side, your everything, you have a bravery and the encouragement, the strength. As I like to call it, be mighty, right?
Your game is leveled up. Huge,
exactly. And
which speaks to why I feel as confident and jovial.
And not just that. I mean, literally, and I'll say my baby because that's my baby. We have done no water.
We're in our
no food right now. We're in it like right now, and our energy level is strong and beautiful.
Another. Maybe post a picture.
Yes.
If she posts the picture, you'll see I'm sitting in the park, stooping in the park, grounding myself and getting some sun, which we're in the third day of it literally right now.
Right.
We're filming this.
So this is 3 days of dry fasting.
Coming up on our 72 hours.
Yes. We started midnight on Sunday, and it is now Wednesday, and we are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours away. 4 hours away. 4 hours of going to water fast, and then drinking water, taking showers. Hallelujah. Brushing our teeth.
Yeah. It's literally no contact with water.
It is no contact whatsoever. No washing dishes. So dishes.
But why? No watering. I'll tell you why. Because we're starving the tumor.
We're starving.
and the body needs water, and it's going to pull from everywhere in my body to satisfy that. So we want it to pull from the walnut as quickly as possible and as much of it as possible.
Right, right. So I did this with him because I have some fibroid tumors. When you are older, they're not the same as when you are younger, when you're having a menstrual. So mine would have to be removed by surgery, which I wasn't having. And then I have some hormone issues that needs to be corrected. And one beautiful thing about dry fasting is that if you're having any type of issues, which we are, it helps to, like he said, pull from whatever the issues are and pull that water and whatever fluids or whatever out of it and to shrink it. And so we are believing God because we know what God told us.
Let me jump in there for a second.
Go ahead.
I mentioned before I was in my 20s when I used to fast intermittently and 3 times a week, didn't think nothing of it. My whole mentality is different now in this whole thing. I'm seeking God's conversation. I'm seeking God's word, guidance, time with God, actually, doing this. Believe it or not, I feel the difference in it. I haven't had any headaches that usually come with fasting. I haven't had any prolonged desire where I just got to eat. As a matter of fact, it's been amazing how fast time has flown by.
I know.
And we've not had any of those.
Right. Issues. We were going to do just 2 days. But
Yeah.
He was just going to do 2 days because of his size. I was going to go ahead and do 3 days because of my size.
And I decided to join her and support her. So we're doing it for 3 days.
You're doing it for 3 days, yeah. So it is a beautiful thing because I have no idea. Chemistry. You know what God does, He does it well. I don't have like what you would normally think without showering and without brushing your teeth. I don't feel bad or nasty or any of the things that most people I have heard when they've gone through this and really complaining. Energy level is strong. This has been incredible, and all I can do is say that this is nobody but God walking us, holding our hands and walking us through this process.
I feel it to the extent that it makes sense to begin to incorporate this into our lifestyle, which
Absolutely.
Is very easily
Absolutely.
done once a month or once a quarter or something like that. Taking a few days and just literally really doing it, reflecting, prayerful, and all.
You are giving your body that time to rest and not giving it any food or water. It's a different level. This is not for everybody. I don't know what medical issues that you may have. I would just say do your research because I've been hearing a lot of people reversing so many different health issues because of this. If it would do this for cancer, for tumors, and I've heard where people have done this with stage 4, just do your own research. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're just telling you what we're doing. Exactly.
And if it helps somebody along the way,
that's what this is all about. We kind of went back and forth of did we want people to know what we're going through and what we're doing and how we're feeling.
I'm very private, okay? I really, again, she came to me in such a way with it that it just helped to make it make sense because we get to help somebody. So that helped make it easier.
So we don't know what you're going through.
No.
We don't know your pain. We don't know your nights. We don't know your crying. We don't know if you have somebody. We don't know if you're alone. We don't know. But we do know that we are working to try to help anybody that we can who is going through something like this, or if it's even worse. Rethinking Weight is all about helping women, but now it may change to just helping anyone who wants to release the weights of life physically, mentally, or emotionally. Knowing what he's going through, knowing how, well, I should say, not knowing how he feels, but knowing how he feels, if that makes sense. Being the opposite person to someone, you go through as well. And it's difficult when you know that you can't do anything to help that person, to help them to get out of it. So what do? All you can do is turn to God.
I want to tie in our other synchronicity.
Mm-hmm.
We both were caregivers for our parents.
Oh my gosh.
So
he's going there.
Well, not heavy.
No,
just lightly.
And it's okay.
Just lightly, because that grooming, if you will, helps us with this particular situation. Mm-hmm. We're familiar with how dealing with pain, dealing with trauma for a loved one can affect you as the caregiver. Mm-hmm. So, because we both have experienced it deeply and thoroughly, we're better equipped to be there for one another while I'm going through my challenge with this. Like she said so eloquently, she's aware of how I'm feeling, but not what I'm feeling, you know.
And it ain't easy sometimes.
Oh, no.
It ain't easy.
No.
It's not pretty. No. It's not sweet. No. It's not touched up and covered. Sometimes it's there's the good days and there's the bad days. You know, when he was dealing with having headaches and there was nothing I could do to help to.
So the night of the accident, my headache started.
Oh, let's talk about that. So he goes with me whenever I have band rehearsal just to help out. Was dropping off one of the other band members, and he sees someone coming from behind. Didn't mention anything because you always think somebody's going to slow down and stop. We get hit from behind. So for him holding on, embracing as it's happening, impacted him way more than me. Now
I also did that.
Yeah, he did. So right. So he's holding on for me. I got hurt, not as bad as he did. So being a violinist, that's what I do full time. It was my left leg, my right arm, my left arm, my right shoulder. So this is how I play. So to have my right arm and my right shoulder and my neck, I had to not play for a while because it really did hurt. And then I had to play myself through the hurt because I had to get paid. So
have to eat.
Have to eat. Yeah.
Who knew? Well, actually, we don't have to eat. but
now we know. We didn't know that then, but now we know, right? Yeah. So it has been something else that, like he said, since the time of the accident, he had no problems. There was headaches. You know, we all get like headaches. Oh, you take
some dirt, rub it on it.
You know, whatever. But it wasn't anything like this. So since the day of the accident, which was like a January of last year, every single day. So when we went in for MRI, it was just, having an MRI, or you have whiplash. We went through therapy. We've done all that, right? So to say, oh, you know what, we want you to come back to do another set with, what is it, the dye? What is it? Is it called dye?
Contrast.
A contrast. It was like, okay, no problem. You know, it's cool. Let's do this thing.
Oh, me and the MRI machine, we like this.
So he goes in, we come out, we have a meeting with the doctor who is the head of oncology and surgery at Northwestern University. So we got the best of the best.
Blessed once again.
Yeah, we find out that he has this thing in his head, and we're like, wait a minute. No, we're talking about whiplash. What you talking about, Willis?
Then we called it the peanut because it was
it was smaller. So it was like, okay, so, no biggie. We keep an eye on it. Most people, pass away and they have this, and they never know they even had it. It's like, okay, we're encouraged. Thank you. Going our way. 6 months later, it's like, oh, it's grown a little bit.
We now call it the grape.
We're like, okay, so now what do we do? Well, most times it stops, but we're just going to keep our eye on it for what was
Another
the
4 so months.
another 6 months. It's another 6 months, and then after the 6 months, we've seen that it grew, and then he said, well, let's just schedule you in the next 4 months. And you have the opportunity to do anything alternative that you so fit to do in 4 months, because after 4 months, if it has grown, we need to go in and take it out. Now, I don't know if you want to talk about what he said that you have to do. You probably don't want to go that far. But
I'll
go ahead.
Not really.
Okay.
I'll just sum it up this way. My initial conversation about it, because I'm an artist, I asked, and I'm very visual. Don't do that. They brought in a little head, and he went to showing, yep, we're cutting bone, we're moving skull, and yeah, it's pretty serious. Like I said, the initial description and showing me the visual aid, I ran with all kinds of stuff in my head and for months, and it was not good. It didn't help. This last conversation on the 7th/the 9th was much better conversation about what actually is going to happen.
What could happen, not what's going to happen. Don't speak that. Cancel.
This surgery, and in particular mine, they want to make sure they have as little impact on the brain as possible. Now, they're cutting skull away to get to the brain, but it's they're trying to touch it as little as possible, which was my biggest concern and fear, that they'd be moving stuff around, touching stuff, and I like my factory parts, so anyway, so they're concerned with that, and that made me feel better that they're concerned, and they're trying their best not to touch my brain as much as possible, only as much as they have to get it and get it out. So that helped a great deal, as much as the cutting in your head and removing skull is gonna,
So, thus the dry fasting. We're believing God that He will do the healing.
I'm simply starting with asking for shrinkage and or removal. If we shrink, then we'll deal with rescheduling the surgery, because I'll triple down on the dry fasting and see if we can shrink it to nothingness. If it's just shrunk, I expect it to be removed. That's the blessing I would rather have. But again, I'm okay with whatever it winds up being, because that's obviously God's will. And though I did not get the memo from Him for the complete picture, I'm sure He'll make it clear to me at some point the why, and that I was here to help somebody, maybe even you listening.
And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing full circle.
Yeah.
I'm here sharing, though I don't like to. I'm here sharing for you. And I'm serious right now. I'm here for you. You, the one listening, who's not sure what to do next or who to talk to or how. Get on YouTube University. There's a lot of helpful information about helping yourself emotionally and physically. But you have to do the research. You have to put the effort in. You have to put the time in. Wipe your tears, wipe your snotty nose, and get back on the computer and do what you need to do. Plenty of time for crying later. Hopefully tears of joy, because you've resolved your issue, or it's on its way of being resolved. I'm kind of expecting to be invited back to talk about
the other side of
the need for no surgery and sharing with you all of that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
So this is not a typical interview with a whole lot of questions.
I was hoping for some questions. question.
You wanted some questions? What do you
I'm
want?
just saying. I'm okay.
You're okay?
We'll follow up.
We will.
We'll do the question stuff on the follow up.
There we go. I just want to say thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. If you're going through something, know that you're not alone. Go to rethinkingweight.com. I've got a lot of information to help you to go through with what I call my framework, BMMT, Body, Mind, Movement, and Truth. I've got workbooks and
You really want to get to the website.
Step by step to kind of help you through whatever you may be going through.
Very valid and helpful information. That might be a better place to start even before you get to YouTube, just so that you have a foundation, and then from there use it along with YouTube to do what you need to do and navigate this thing. She's got several different layers of ability to help you and be there for you. I'll share her with you.
Thank you. So I just want to say again, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Know that we're here with you. Rethinking Weight is here for you. If you want to have someone to talk to, my email is letstalk@rethinkingweight.com. I want you to know that you have someone to talk to.
That's a cool email address.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great one.
She's a cool lady. We really want to follow up just because she's cool to be around. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, this is her artwork. It's beautiful stuff. So on the other side of this thing, we're going to show you some work that we've been trying to do ourselves to collect together. Oh man, some big, ginormous, beautiful pieces. I can't wait to. Anyway, yep, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I hope this has
Thank you for
helped
being here.
you.
Yes,
Because you are why we did this.
exactly. Have a great evening. Have a good day. Have a great morning wherever you are. Thank you again for coming. We appreciate you.